Hello Libra, welcome to your monthly reading for April 2023. This reading is for you if you are a Libra sun, moon or rising sign. I hope that these messages, this guidance, this insight helps you in your month ahead and helps to bring you clarity for any questions or situations you may find yourself in this month. Let's get started. Okay, Libra, we have number 1 and birth. We have the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the 6 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. We have teacher and wild truth, and we have fish koi spirit with there is always enough. Now, very interestingly, Libra, when I was shuffling for this particular card, I really felt like this, obviously I couldn't see it was like that, but I felt like it was really calling me. And then when I went to pull it out, there was 2 that were kind of stuck together. And then as I was moving them to pull them apart, I kind of thought to myself, oh well, maybe I keep shuffling. And the answer that I got was no. It will come away very easily if you try. So the right one will come away very easily if you try. It's almost like your intuition of that card was spot on. And it's very true, just with a slight just movement of my fingers, this one kind of did just come out into my hand. So I'm sensing for you, Libra, there's this sense that something doesn't feel quite right, and you're going to have the notion to discard it because you think, well, it's not quite right, so it's probably not meant to be. And I've just got with that message as I was shuffling and picking this card. It doesn't always have to feel perfect in order for us to keep going with it. There's this, sometimes that first intuitive hit that you have is correct, and as you start down that path, it may feel wrong. And I'm feeling that it may feel wrong in the sense of it may not feel comfortable, it may not feel like it actually resonates. And I'm looking at this card, and it's she's underwater, so she's a little bit like she looks I can't think of the word, like out of phase, if you like. But it doesn't mean that she is. It's just the element of water that's making her look like that. And there's this sense of great beauty coming out of the depth. Like I feel like she's about to surface. And there's this beautiful garden, there's a rainbow in the trees. Look at the light coming through. And the water looks really quite dark. And I love the number 1 and then the word birth, because I feel like that's what you're doing. You're birthing a new idea, Virgo. You're birthing a new, I even got a new way of life, or a new way of being. Now this could be you. This could be like your second birth, where our first birth is our birth into this reality, into our human body. And they often say our second birth is when we really come into contact with our soul, if you like. So it's a real connection with the spiritual. So it's like our first birth is our physical birth, and the second one is our spiritual birth, if you like, where we're more connected with our soul and with all that is. So it's a bit like an awakening, but I feel like it's stronger than an awakening. And this can also be, Libra, Libra, I'm not sure if I said Virgo earlier, so if I did, I do apologise. I just had Virgo pop into my head, which could also mean, if I haven't said Virgo, if you've got Virgo in your chart in a prominent area, like your sun, moon or rising, go watch that. I just had Virgo pop into my head. Now, with this birth, yes, so you could be birthing a new you, a new way of being, in the sense of a new lifestyle. You might be birthing a new idea of yourself, and you can also be birthing anything into the world. You could, a new job, a new home, a new business. So it's the sense that something wants to come forth through you. And I feel really strongly, Libra, that take this energy and really apply it where it fits, because I'm just really being told, even though this is a general reading, this applies to all of you. There's a sense that something really wants to come through you out into the world, and it's beautiful. Though, as you go through it, or as it moves through you, there's a good chance that it won't feel that way. And Spirit's saying she's moving through water. She's not moving through mud or I don't know why I got quicksand. So I'm going to keep that image in my mind and I'll come back to it. But, water's fluid, so she can move through it. It just doesn't make things look the way they do. Things don't look as clear. And there's this sense that it won't always feel right. There'll be times where you need to surface to catch your breath before you maybe go under again. And there's this sense that got very strongly, the clarity is not when you surface for air. The clarity is when you're in it, when you're in this. It's just an energy, Libra. That's as best as I can explain it. When you come up from air for air and you leave that energy, that's when you will have doubts. That's when you will have fears. That's when it won't feel quite right, and you'll hesitate thinking, oh, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't right because it doesn't feel right. There'll be a sense of disconnection or uncomfortableness. But Spirit's saying you can't always stay in this fluid energy. You do need to surface, because this fluid energy is like you tapping into your soul, you tapping into source, to Spirit, God, your higher self. But we are a physical being as well, so we have physical needs in this world. We need to eat, we need to clothe ourselves, we need to feed ourselves. So the two need to work together. And it's in that space of reality, let's call it, Libra, where you come up from air and you feel like, oh my gosh, is this just crazy? Is this, I don't know if I can do this. And then suddenly it'll feel so wrong and it'll feel so difficult and challenging. It's in those moments, Spirit is telling me, Libra, it's in those moments that you find the strength to stay connected with your higher self, with spirit. And when I stay connected, we're always connected. Always. But we don't always tap into that. Source, everything is always tapped into that. Our soul is always tapped into the all that is. But we, as our human self, we tap out of that. We don't stay connected. We don't always feel connected. And that's just a very human thing. It's nothing to beat yourself up about. It's very, very human to have those, those doubts and those fears. We can't see what our soul sees. But this is really important this month. So the tarot really reflects this in a really interesting way. Now, Libra, I think you are the first reading so far this month to have no major arcana, which I find really interesting, because the first 6 zodiac signs from Aries to Virgo have had either, there's been at least once, but the majority have had 2 and 2, and it's been this beautiful balance of co-creation. You've got all minor arcana. This is you. This is your actions to co-create with spirit. So I'm getting a sense here that spirit has already lined things up for you, or you're not quite with this 6 of Swords in a place that you need to be in order for spirit to line things up for you. So it'll work either way. Now, just bear with me just one moment. I'm getting croaky. I'm just going to have a quick drink. I'm sorry about that, Libra. So you start off with this 4 of Wands is all about celebration, but I often see it as walking through a door, walking through a portal that leads you to a place or people that can assist you, or they guide you, or they are living the life that you want to live. And therefore, you're walking through this portal, you're walking into this world where people are living how you would like to live. People are. And sorry, spirits just stopped me there. So not living like you want to live, living in alignment with how you would like to live. So there's no sense of envy here. There's no sense of looking through the doorway going, I wish I was them. Not at all. It's more looking through the doorway and saying, oh, I found my place and my people. It's a very different energy, isn't it? And there's this sense that as you walk through this, because this is the thing to get through, something's coming through you as you move through life. And there's a sense that as this becomes clear, as you go through this new door, this new portal, excuse me, the burdens, the heavy energies that you've been carrying around with you, they actually fall away. Or they're not so heavy. Because some of you, I see that these wands that you are holding, they actually lead to something. I'm really noticing the sprouts on these wands. It's like the burdens haven't been for nothing. The lessons haven't been for nothing. The work, Libra, hasn't been for nothing. It's just you needed to find the place and the people that could see the benefit of it, that can see the benefit of you. There's this real sense that when we align with our place and our people and our purpose and what we do, everything's still work. It's still work, but it's not as heavy because we gain guidance along the way, or we gain guidance and assistance, but we also gain like resources. We gain recognition, and not in a way that we need to be recognized, but in a way that we can make a living out of what we like to do, what we love. So there's this sense of a more give and take, and Spirit's just saying to me, because it's kind of like trying to say, you know, there'll be more resources and recognition. That's the one. Thank you, Spirit. So Spirit wanted me to touch back on the recognition part. Now, we feel often that our need to be recognized is very ego-based and very based in, well, if I loved what I did, I wouldn't need recognition. I wouldn't need to be paid for it. I'd just do it for the love of it. And this is where the lines of our understanding get blurred, Spirit's saying. There's a big difference between doing what you love and doing what brings you money. There's also a very big difference between doing what you love and, you know, living on the street, or not having enough money to pay your bills, or to keep yourself warm in winter, or well fed. So there's this sense that just because it's something that you love, it's something that fuels you, it doesn't mean that it's not work. It doesn't mean that you have to do it for the love of it. No. Spirit is telling me that the love of it is what pulls you in that direction. It's what moves you through the uncomfortable moments. It's what moves you through your fears. And where you might feel that you lack and you can't do this, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, and the love of it is that. It's the magnet. It's the energy that guides you to keep moving forward. But your higher self, the universe, God, Spirit, they don't want you to starve. They don't want you to die doing this. And that's, Spirit is showing me that is taken to the umpteenth level. You know, it's exaggerated purposely so you can see that you can do what you love and still live well. And that's what this recognition is. It's being of service and being recognized for that service so you can live. And there's a message in there, Spirit saying, you'll know who you are, because for some of you this is a real block, and for some of you I feel that it's a big enough block that instead of having you turn towards and keep moving towards this Ace of Cups, it will actually have you turning away, because you'll feel like, well, I've got to pay my bills, I've got to eat. So then what you love may go back to just being a hobby, or it may go back on the back burner as you find a real job that gives you the security to live in the society that we have today. Now, there's this sense before when I was explaining about this recognition of this all or nothing. So it's, for some of you, it's a real feeling of all or nothing. I'm going to do my dream completely or not at all. But Spirit's saying, can you do half and half? Can you bring your spiritual world where this calling and this purpose sits with you, and then this earthly world where we live, we physically live in it. There are physical consequences to our life, not to our soul, but definitely to our mind and body. So Spirit is saying, can you bring the two together? Can you make it maybe a little bit of both? Because I feel there's a passage of time that needs to happen. But I'm seeing that they're headed in the same direction, both to this Ace of Cups. And it's almost like Spirit is saying, because this is all minor arcana, this is how you co-create with Spirit, Libra. Spirit is saying, I just need you to do your bit. Spirit is guiding you to a point. Because then you get the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is a gift from the universe. So if I pulled another card, I pretty much feel it would be a major arcana. Actually, I never pull extra cards. I always feel like but the Spirit just said to me, do, because this extra card is going to show you this energy. So it's going to, I think you need reassurance, Libra, and I feel that that is what Spirit wants to bring you in this reading. It doesn't, look at that, major arcana. The Hanged Man. Now, I mean, I could never pick these cards. I could never, if somebody gave me the tarot and said, right, for the energies that you feel for Libra, which cards would you pick? I couldn't. But Spirit, look at that, the Hanged Man. There's your major arcana. Libra, you need, sorry. Spirit's having a chuckle on my insistence, because you don't need to do anything. Spirit is saying you always have your free will. These readings, these messages, your intuitive hits that you get, they are just guidance. That's this energy that I keep feeling for everyone. It's been in my readings now for my weekly readings, the new moon readings, full moon readings now for at least a couple of months, if not longer. And I'm just feeling like there's this almost magnetic, it feels fluid. It just feels like there's energy, but I want to do this so often. And it's this energy attracting us, guiding us. It's pulling us. But at any time we can go, no. We have our free will, Libra. But what these messages do is they help you work through the fears and the uncertainty that make you want to say no when you really want to say yes. And this Ace of Cups, this Ace of Cups is a gift from the universe that has you, it's an overflow of fulfillment. So whatever is coming in for you, and it's kind of towards the end of the month, and I'm feeling, because I really felt drawn to pull this extra card, I'm kind of seeing the 5s here, so probably into May, so very end of April, possibly into May. There's this sense that something's coming that is going to be like your aha moment. It's going, and it doesn't need to be clarity, it just can be something that shifts in you, and suddenly it's like, oh, I can see how I can do, I can see now how to do this. I can, oh, if I just tweak this, or if I just expand my perception. And this Ace of Cups is going to change your perception on things. It's going to change the way you look at yourself, at others, at what you're doing. In a real, you know, the Hanged Man, he's not been strapped up. He puts himself in this position to see the world from a different angle, in order to gain clarity, in order to gain enlightenment. So enlightenment for me is just to be enlightened. And when we're enlightened, we have clarity. We can see things much more broadly, from more points of view. You know, it's like, gosh, can you imagine how the eagle sees the world and how an ant sees the world? It's that perspective is so different, isn't it? So they see the world so different. For starters, the eagle sees the world down. It looks down on the world. The ant, really, it's so close to the ground, it kind of looks up. So it's very different viewpoints. So week 1 is kind of realizing that you've found your place and your people. And you got the 6 of Swords in week 3, which is movement. But I feel that this 4 of Wands is like this sudden realization that this thing that you want to birth, and this can be a new lifestyle for yourself, it can be a new purpose, how you are of service to others, it can be so many different things, but there's this sense of this joy, like you're seeing it, you're seeing the possibility in it. But then you surface for this area and you get fearful and you think, I can't do this. It's going to be realizing that the burdens you've been carrying are actually helping you. They're actually part of this journey. They're actually going to flourish. It's not just burdens and hard work. There is actually going to be benefit at the end of it. And I feel that this moves you towards, but it can also move you away from fulfillment if you allow your fears to get the better of you. It's kind of like it's really going to be a month, Libra, of working through your fears. Do you stay where you are or do you move forward? And there's this sense that in week 3 there'll be this strong pull to move forward, to change things. And it brings you to this aha moment. And then the universe steps in May because we co-create. We co-create. So it'll be interesting to see the cards that you get in May. You might actually find that you're getting more major arcana in May. Because that's the universe now stepping in. You know, you do your bit, it does its bit. The synchronicities might start to come in. You may feel that May is a very lucky month for you. It just seems to be like suddenly things are just falling into place for you. It's not luck, Libra. You've done the work, you've done the effort, you've stayed true. And you've not, I got hell or high water. You haven't stayed true come hell or high water. You've just stayed true to you, but in a way that is sustainable. Now you've got the koi fish spirit here, and it's spirit reminding you there's always enough. There's always enough. So you might have enough energy today, enough resources today, enough clients or customers or patients or whatever it might be for you, but you might be looking at tomorrow or next week thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have enough for then. And this is spirit saying there's always enough. Don't look too far into the future, because you can't. Where you are right now, Libra, you cannot see this. You cannot see the new perspective. You can't see past what you're doing right now. This is a journey. But this is almost like spirit trying to comfort you, Libra, and saying, it's okay. There's always going to be enough. And look, this is a 9. This is the ending of a cycle that you have been through to birth through a new one. Now let's have a look at your final messages, because I think these ones I've been finding, these soul purpose cards, I've just been finding they tie the readings up, I was going to say, or they tie the reading together so well. So you have teacher, and the card says, we all have profound knowledge to share, and all relationships are divinely orchestrated to exchange lessons along our journey. As we meet each other, we have the opportunity to share our wisdom and stories, and perhaps lighten the load of our fellow travelers. Do you know, sometimes, Libra, us walking our path shows others that they can walk theirs. It's almost a sense, like I said, with this 4 of Wands in the beginning. It's like you're looking at people that are living the life living how you would like to live, living the life how you would like to live it. They're doing the job that you would like, or they're almost like, look, you can live like this. We are. And as you see that in others, others are going to see that in you. And there's this sense of, you know, a teacher is of service. A teacher passes on knowledge, wisdom that has been gained. And I feel that this time that might be a little bit difficult for you, Libra, is to give you that wisdom, to give you, look, it says, as we meet each other, we have the opportunity to share our wisdom and stories. It's to give you those stories to share with others. And then we have wild truth. The truth of your being is much wilder than anything offered to you from another. Your truth comes from your heart, not your mind. It's an ancient wisdom from many lifetimes and dimensions, influencing you in astounding ways. Live only according to your wild truth. That's this magnetic pull that you can't explain. It doesn't come from your mind. Your mind is the logic that severs or that temporarily stops this pull. And this pull comes from your heart. And this is your truth, Libra. This is how you want to be. This is how you want to live. This is what you want to do. And Spirit saying, hang in there. Inspirations of how you can make this work are coming. You just have to trust this is the right path, even if it gets uncomfortable. I'm going to leave you with those messages, Libra. Love and light, my friends. Take good care of yourself. Have a wonderful month. Keep going. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.